Before we head into the episode, I have two super exciting and important things to share with you. Number one, we are embarking on a pilgrimage with Mary Magdalene and her sacred mountain, her holy mountain, Sambum, that is to me also a stargate and an anchor of the triple flame of the Magdalene like no other, with the Cave of Eggs, a womb cave, the heart cave, a chapel dedicated to her built into the mountain where she resided, spent her last years, and also a third eye point where she was lifted up by the angels on top of the mountain. So if you are interested to experiencing these, not just sacred sites, but these oracular points as instruments and architecture in your body, then journey with us. We are journeying from the 20th to the 24th of June this year. So click the link in the show notes and register for this absolutely magical pilgrimage. Number two, I am so excited. I'm really stoked for a wisdom conference that I'm part of. It's called the Radical Wisdom Conference, guided by Jocelyn Starfeather. She's been on the podcast as well a couple of episodes back, speaking about Greece. And honestly, I could not believe it to be part of that exciting summit and speakers like Keoni Halale, Pam Montgomery, and Puma Kispe Singona. We are on from June 1st to June 5th. There's going to be live interviews. My interview is going to be live June 2nd. So mark your calendars and please join me. It's going to be so much more fun when this is a conversation with questions where you're all part of. We're going to be speaking about the path of the initiate and how this leads us into Magdalene leadership. You can join for free, or you can also purchase the lifetime access for $55 upon signing up only, which is honestly, for what you're getting, it's just amazing. I'm going to be putting the link below, and I hope to see you there. It's going to be magical and it's going to be radical. Join us. And now we head into the episode. Welcome back, Sacred Travel friends. What a joy to welcome you. And if you are new, so glad you find your way here. And if you've been around, hello again. I have a little favor to ask you. If you find what I'm sharing is helpful, then please leave a comment, a review, or share with a fellow Sacred Travel friend, because you have literally no idea how this helps us small creators to be seen, heard, and recognized in an algorithm that prefers conformity over truth. Thank you so much. And now, let's head into the North American wilderness. I am so delighted to welcome again Nan Akasha. She is a sacred site guide, an ancient wisdom teacher, a jaguar medicine woman, author of several books, seer, oracle, earth energy dowser, shamanic practitioner, many different things, and she's just amazing. And has walked the path of sacred travel for, 40 years, leading transformative retreats to a lot of different temples, pyramids, and she's got an amazingly powerful experience ahead. So that's why we're here. Welcome back, Nan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for what you're doing. You know, we've talked before. This is my favorite thing out of everything I do is sacred travel. So it's the best thing to share it and to inform people that they can travel like this. Really wonderful.
Yeah. I have a lot of people also come on the show, and I feel there are some of the places who are becoming kind of like spiritually in, or everybody feels them and feels called, and so we got to go there. But there's also like these more quiet places, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, which is about Indigenous wisdom, ancestral awakening, and elemental medicine. And that does not mean that those places are, less powerful, not at all. So let's bring us a little bit into the sacred site medicine that is coming up with your retreat in Canada.
Yes, absolutely. So I've been so drawn to Indigenous, Native American, and other Mesoamerican, other cultures across the world for my whole life. It's probably my earliest memory. Around 3, I had conscious memories of Greece, of being an oracle in Greece. When we went there when I was 9, I knew everywhere we were going. But before that, I was born in Chicago. I grew up until I was 9 in Illinois. And even though there really are powwows and at least at that time, or active reservations there, we would go to the countryside, and we would go to these places that had these big carvings of these Native Americans, and at the time, the only Native American I ever heard of was Pocahontas, so I wanted to be Pocahontas, and my mother made me this incredible costume for Halloween, and she made me these long, beautiful braids, these black yarn braids, and I would wear it all the time, and I would wake up, she'd find me sleeping like this, like these big carvings of big Indian braves that I saw, and the thing is that it's for all of us, right? It's so much a part of our history and our land, and what's wonderful now is that we're really beginning to wake up to the fact that these indigenous cultures across the planet, right? In Peru, here in the Maya land, the Aboriginals in Australia are holding the dream, a lot of them call it, right? They are the dreamers of the original Earth song, the respect, right? That all things, everything, a tree, a rock, the wind is alive. And we have this. I've been through a lot of mystery schools. So, you learn this, but it's shocking to me. Even just the other day, I was talking to my clients, my students in my class, and somebody says, "Isn't it wonderful when you start to realize that, that dragonfly that just went by, it actually has?" I'm like, "Yes, it has medicine. It has its own energy, and it's connected to all
Yeah.
dragonflies and to an entire concept of reality, and everything's the same. We're all divine energy in a body, whether we're in a cat
Mm.
body or a tree body or a crystal body." And
Yeah.
this is something that a lot of these cultures, despite what has happened to most of them, despite the conquering cultures trying to erase forbidding them to speak their own languages, cutting their hair when it's sacred, all the things that have happened to the people, to the culture, to the language, and to the land. And so we're seeing such an incredible shift, and it's growing. There's no way to stop it. So I'm super excited about that because I'm reading on very frequently now that parts of land was returned to different tribes in America and Canada and different places around the world. And this is a very, very significant shift because in our hearts, in our cells, in our DNA, we are evolving. We're in this spiral. The earth is evolving. There's no way to avoid it. We when I love the planet and yes, don't pollute and be kind, yet running around getting upset like, "We've gotta heal the planet." Oh, no, no, you need to heal yourself because you are,
You
right?
are the planet.
The planet, and she's got it, okay? She takes care of, 8 billion people every day,
Yeah.
okay? And we're on a spiral of evolution that's already happening. It's not gonna be interrupted no matter what we do. We can make it easier, we could have less struggle, we could have more kindness, we could create a world of light and love and harmony and bliss, and that is where I'm going, and we have a lot of ways we can do that. But what is so beautiful now is that we can reconnect with the land in a different way than we were taught. Even like Emerson, right? Even like people in the past who went and wrote poetry and lived by lakes and lived in this way. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people live in cities. They have very busy lives. They're in their beta brain all day long. Do, 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 do. Oh, worry, stress, overwhelm, trauma, and the wounds and the labeling of the wounds. And we are looking at this is a worldwide phenomenon. The planet is releasing those traumas, those patterns, because there is already inside of all of us this natural ability to heal, to become whole again, to remember who we are, to remember this innate respect for every form of life, including ourselves. And so, what's happening now is like you said, Egypt, 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 80 billion people going to Egypt all the time. I love Egypt. I used to do retreats there. I haven't been called back in a very long time because it's just feels like it's just, full and there's nothing wrong with that. I definitely would go if you haven't been. And but since I've moved here in the Yucatan 11 years now, and I dove deeper and deeper into the ancient and sacred Mayan traditions, there's people I just met a man last year in England. He was driving us, an Uber driver, and he said, "I didn't know there were pyramids in Mexico."
Yeah.
Okay? Where
Yeah.
I live, there's 5,000 pyramids they know of. They know, not that they've excavated them, but with LiDAR, okay? I don't know if there's anywhere else on the planet that has more of them. However, these cultures were erased with such
Yeah.
incredible power and degree, their books burned and everything else. Even the Maya here just got back the right to teach their own language in their schools a few years ago.
Ah,
Legally, okay, and it
okay.
was very profound. So we're seeing this shift, and it brings up the pain and the grief and the sadness that this happened, yet what we need to focus on is how beautiful it is that this information is rising again. The crystals, the land, the water, the sacred lands, the ancestors, they're speaking again. They're rising from being erased, and suddenly we had 10 Mayan codexes in the whole world, and then they excavated this for this train, and they found 10 more in one cave. Like, we're literally finding ancient wisdom that's been waiting, that's been resting. And so one thing that's so beautiful is that I have a client who lives in tiny in Elmville or something here in Canada, and I love the Niagara Falls behind you. And she's been coming to my retreats and doing my classes for over 12 years. And she said, "You gotta come visit. You've gotta come visit. You've gotta come up here. You've
Mm.
gotta come up here. It's amazing." And I've been, yes, of course, I would love to. And this year, about 6, 8 months ago, it really felt like it was coming together. So the first thing I asked her was, there's these incredible that National Geographic has been in this area for 26 years studying why that the artesian wells are so pure. It is
Mhm.
the oldest water on the planet. It's like the first or second purest water on the planet. There's grid workers who go to this area. The lake that we're gonna be on is the longest pure water beach lake in the world. Okay,
Love
and
that.
yeah, it's like there's all this, so we're talking, okay, water, water. We're gonna go to Niagara Falls our last day for this epic water, so we're gonna be working with the waters of the lake, working with these artesian waters. We have an expert coming in who travels the world doing grid working, and we're going to be programming the water. We're gonna be receiving I'm gonna be working with the ancient codes that are in water, and then we're going to be programming them like the crystals, like Dr. Emoto. We're going to be doing this to this and working with the lake waters. We've got a hot tub, a jacuzzi, I mean, a sauna, a fire pit, and all this incredible stuff at
Mm.
this house. So that was the first thing. She's like, "This is the water place. This is the water place. You've got to come here. It's Watership Township or something like this, right?"
Yeah.
It's called the Georgian Triangle, if anybody's familiar with the area. And you have the Great Lakes, and you have all this incredible. And then the grid started to speak to me. But the first thing I asked her was, "I need some Native Americans, and I know
Yeah.
you've got them. Where are
Yeah.
they?" Like, what are the tribes that are near you? What's the possibility? Some tribes are I was in California, did a retreat a couple months ago, and Northern California, and even though that land was full, there really aren't any there that are active, that are inviting you into their reservation or doing ceremony, or that you can connect with a Native American healer or a shaman the way I do here and other places I go. So that was the first thing is I wanted to connect with the people who live on the land, who have
Yeah.
ancestry with the land. And it's been a very interesting journey because like you maybe have heard, a lot of Native Americans don't want their photo taken. They have a very strong tradition that in some way captures their spirit, and to be honest, digital photography does. It captures the
Oh, yeah.
energy. So, what's good about it is we're getting that energy from Niagara Falls right now because of your photo. So, if I take a photo of a pyramid I'm at and I share it with you, you're actually getting the frequency and the vibration and the wisdom in the stones. It's coming through to you. However, it was like this two people that we were talking to and trying to, arrange how could we work with you? Do we come to you? Could you come to us?
Mhm.
And they both have one man, one woman, and I said, "First of all, I need a woman. That's just where I am right now,
Mhm.
I know." And so what was very interesting was to explore. There's different tribes in the area, and yet a lot of the people are mixed, right? And so
Hmm.
within their own tribes, there's some controversy over you're not pure Cree, you're part this and you're part that, and then there's prejudice. And so we're seeing all of these things come to light around the wisdom coming back. And
This is the final call to Heart Womb Oracle, our sacred pilgrimage in the south of France at the mountain of Sambom of Mary Magdalene. And if you have been called to the Magdalene wisdom, the rose lineage, the grail codes of the south of France, then this might be an indication that you want to join us. In less than 3 weeks, we're going to be roaming the meadows, the mountain, the different types of forests. And there are so many things that I could tell about Sambam, but if I would narrow it down to one thing, it is really that the mountain has taught me that levitation is not a concept. It is real, and it is possible for our bodies to do that because it's a frequency thing. And when we come into lightness, levitation, and also other celestial light body technologies get totally accessible to us in a physical body. Now, how do we do that? In order to levitate, to hover, we need to become light, right? And that is one of the things that we are going to, be exploring in the pilgrimage Heart Womb Oracle, because when we get into these places where these codes are really, really alive and our body brings the same blueprint, there becomes a frequency match. And there is a mirroring that happens of the within and the without. And so join us for Heart Womb Oracle. I am truly, truly excited. It's definitely going to be a transformational experience. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can book a free discovery call to have a discussion and see if this is really a journey that's calling you. Otherwise, you'll find the link for registration below, and I can wait to see you there.
as we were reaching out, it takes time. I've studied with many
Yeah.
shaman around the world, and I lived in New Mexico. I studied with a Lakota Sioux shaman, which is not from New Mexico. It was not a Taos Pueblo, or she was from South Dakota, but I studied with her, and we were on what was called Indian time. That's what they said. That's not a bad thing to say. They called it Indian time, which means, when are we doing this? I don't know if we're gonna sit here until
Yeah.
it's time to go to the mountain and talk to the trees and pick the branches, and then we'll come back and we'll make the sweat lodge and we'll make some food and we'll leave out a spirit plate, and everything was in flow that is outside of the way we think. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, okay, I have an appointment at 2, at 3 o'clock, and then I gotta go somewhere else. No, you had to clear
There's a
your
universal
calendar.
harmony.
Yeah, and there's something so beautiful about that is in tune with what we really wanna be in tune with, which is why you go on sacred travel, right? You go to get out of your environment, and you go to sacred places that are speaking to you. You bring your key codes there. There's things there that are going to speak to you in the rocks, in the stones, in the medicine, and crystal bones and stones all carry memory. And so we've got bones all over the world. We have lives we've lived all over the world. So who knows what bones are talking to you, and all that. So what's really beautiful is what's developed is this incredible experience where we're gonna be together in this gorgeous house, and we're surrounded by trees, and these trees are, mostly pine trees, and they're very, very old, and we have a fire pit, and we're because of the year of the fire, because, to me, the year of the fire is, yes, it's a horse, but it's the phoenix. The energy the
Yeah.
next 2 years is very much the phoenix, and what happens for a phoenix? Well, the phoenix doesn't rise from the ashes despite the fire, to survive the fire. It rises from the ashes because of the fire,
Mhm.
right? And like there's this beautiful Rumi poem about a moth, when you see a moth go into a candle and you're like, gosh, like we have this history with fire of burned at the stake or fear of fire. And then we're drawn to sit by the fire and tell stories by the fire. And one of the first things I ever learned a million years ago was to stare at a candle and leave your body, like work with that flame in that way. And then we have the whole idea of igniting, right? Igniting our spirit. And then you have the concepts throughout history of burn the bridges, burn the ships, make it so that you can't go back to who you were.
Mhm.
Right. So we're and speed. So we're very fast now. We're seeing this fire energy burning through the world. It's a good thing. Things have to change. Things have to metamorphosize. And in the Rumi poem, he talks about that the moth has such a strong desire to become one with the light, to become one with the flame. Desired, what is that like? I don't want to try it. I don't want to dabble in it. I don't want to poke my finger in it. I want to step into it and become it. And the
Mhm.
power and the strength in that concept. Like, are you willing to step into the flame, the sacred flames that are coming alive within you, the
Yeah.
opportunities all around us? I work with shaman from Peru, from Mayaland, all around, and everyone does fire ceremony. It's a
Yeah.
common,
Yeah.
right? And I one shaman, he does little things with a candle, just get a toothpick and a candle and instead of having to have a big bonfire if you can't have that where you live. So we can work with I have my fire here. We work with the elements, and the elements are one of the first beings to become manifest in the creation of the universe. So there was the concept of the Divine Mother, like Gaia or somebody, this big concept of divine doesn't need to be this and that and all this that holds the concept for the universe. And as we begin to create form from thought and light, which is what happens still now. We create our reality. Then the elements were some of the first beings that came in. So fire and water and air and earth and and ether, the fifth element and the whole idea. So we were heavily working. I always work with them, but we're really working with them. And what called me first was the water and the fire because of the year of the fire and all the water where we're going. So I'm speaking to the waters. It's showing me the deep things that are going on under the land, the lake, of course, and all the things we can do, and then the fire. And I've my San Francisco retreat had to change houses. I rented a house with big fire pits and 3 fireplaces and all this, and then they had to cancel. So the one that we got, we had candles. We had a barbecue in the back, but we didn't really use it. So which was fine, which was wonderful. But what's incredible here is that there is this wood burning fire pit. And the sauna is made out of this like a wood barrel, and it's
Oh,
wood burning.
wow.
Yeah, and so, it's wood burning, so we've already ordered all this wood to make sure that we have. And then when I was speaking to the owner, who's one of my clients, who's gifting us this house at a very reduced rate, so it makes it really special because it's a vacation house, 6 bedrooms and all that. And I said, "Tell me about the fire, you know, can we burn these things? Can we burn herbs? Can we burn" because and then I wanna do a Mayan fire ceremony, which is very specific. They burn chocolate and sugar and candles and all kinds of interesting things. And so, yes, we can do that because it's not like a gas, propane fire pit. It's a real fire pit outside. And so we're gonna be doing that, and then we are going to be doing a fire ceremony at least once a day to bring forward not just like I'm burning the things I don't want. There's so many different ways to interact with the element fire.
Mhm.
And I said, "Well, tell me about the wood." And we're talking about ordering it. And I lived in New Mexico. We would order special wood. There was pinon, or there was different kinds of wood you could get that had different medicine, different energy, different
Yeah.
smell. So I was like, "Well, I work with the trees. I'm already speaking to the trees and the roots, and these beings around your house are very powerful and they're holding space for us in a very unique way." And he said, "Well, this one enormous ancient pine tree fell down last year and fell
Oh,
exactly, didn't hit my my porch, my hot tub, or my sauna. It fell right between all of them, perfectly right in the yard.
wow.
And so we, cut it up and we've been burning it slowly, and I have 2 giant pieces left of the trunk, and so he goes, "Those would generate, we can use
This
those
is
to
it.
start 2 of the
Yeah.
fires.
Yeah.
So the energy in that is different than just gathering around a fire, right?
Of course.
This is like one of these amazing ancient beings that gifted its body, and then everything that means that we get to have the transformation of a fire, which is you take your form, right? So you take that trunk, and what happens when we transmute, when we metamorphosize? We don't just turn into something else. We transmute, we transfigure, we shape shift, and we release the energies. So for humans, it might be your self image, your idea, your belief in lack, your belief that the trauma that happened to you is defining you, your fear of trusting people because you had this problem, right? Whatever it is, these are defining who you are. It's creating disease or health in your body or mind. Well, when you burn something, it gives off all these different ways of communication. You have light. So we're going to be around the fire talking, right? You can hear it. You can hear the crackle and the spit and this. You can feel the heat. The steam comes out, right? There's smoke that comes up. So all these things are elements, and the indigenous cultures know that this is so important because it's communication, it's sharing of the body, the wisdom, the standing people that the Native Americans I work with, they call the trees the standing people, and
Mhm.
so we're working with more than just, oh, we're gonna have fire ceremony and we're gonna throw our things in it and then we're gonna go have dinner. We're gonna be really deep in working with the elementals and respecting the parts of the land. So I travel, I go, I'm a shaman, and I've been sitting in this yard. I've never been there, but I've been going there for a month or two now. And I was sitting around the fire there the other day in my process, and the flames were talking, and it was at night, and the stars were above, and the trees were dancing, and I could feel the grass. I was sitting on the ground, and I could feel the grass and all the elementals, all the insects, all the crystals that are in the dirt speaking, coming up through me, and then I saw fireflies. And this to me is one of the most magical things ever. And of course, most fireflies don't exist anymore because of pesticides. So I actually got up the next day and I text my client and I said, "Do you have fireflies?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, we do." I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
okay." So we got that.
Yeah.
We have that element there, fireflies, right? Lighting up your thing. So
So
then
cool.
coming back to the Native Americans. So we have an incredible experience that's happening. I feel beyond honored because I always, wherever I do a retreat, I always look for locals. So here I
Yes.
hire my
Yeah.
Aztec friend, he does ceremony. I hire my Mayan friend, she does cacao ceremony. She uses her grandmother's tradition. She cooks for us, puts the medicine in the food. I hire local sound healers. I have elders that come with us, right? I want to draw from the local wisdom and also support those people. So what happened was we had this Indian time, like a very taking some time to get our responses back. And the woman got back to us and she said, "Thank you very much. Could you please tell me who you are, what you do? And I need to sit with that." And it took over 3 weeks of her to talk to spirit, to
Yeah.
look me up, to see
Yeah.
who I was, and to feel into whether this was the best thing for her. So I'm so honored she said yes, because
No.
not as an ego thing, but that's how I work. I
Yeah.
speak with
Yeah.
my heart to the land. The
Yeah.
land is calling me. What are we supposed to do there? Oh, I'm going here, going there, right? What is the land asking me to do? What is the many different aspects of sacredness in this particular land we could connect to? So when she came back, it was just like waiting, wondering, okay, what's going to happen? But the minute I heard her name, I started vibrating. And I
Mm.
said, I feel very connected to this woman. Well, she responded eventually and she said, "I'm very pleased to tell you that yes, my spirit, my heart feels very aligned with you, what you're doing." And so I think just being there, just coming with us and having this woman having agreed, because this is not somebody who's looking for the money. She's
Yeah.
not like, "Oh, thank God, more people pay me." And you know that these people need money. Almost
Yeah.
everybody on the planet needs more
Yeah.
money. But we do have the people in the world that are chasing money, that are chasing ego, that are doing it, and there's nothing wrong if you really love what you're doing, but what is your underlying intention and
Yeah.
energy? And to me, that is the most pure thing. I'm not just
Mhm.
saying, "Okay, we're all going to this sacred place and pay me a lot of money, and now we're gonna be there, and yay, we did it, and go away."
Totally.
I'm going on it for my journey. I know you do too, right? Like, I get to go on this journey, and I'm not gonna go do it if it isn't calling my heart and spirit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm starting to, like, okay, after the 10 years or more that
Mhm.
she's been asking me to come up there, I'm, like, speaking to the land, "Okay, let me see if it's time. Let me see if it's time." So we have this incredible Indigenous woman, and what she said was so impressive to me because she said, "Yes, I love what you're doing. I feel we're meant to." She told me that she even knows and works with a Mayan elder, and I'm like, "Okay, we gotta talk, girlfriend." So, but she explained, "This is how I work, and this is what I need." This is another level of self-respect that we can learn from the ancestors, from the pace that they go at, that trusting the heart, the universe is taking care of us. If we do our purpose, the agreement is the universe will care for us. And we're very busy in our typical cultures to not slow down long enough to respect that "Oh, well, where's the money and where's the client and why isn't this working? And I meditated 3 times," this kind of, You know what? I've been teaching I've got a lot of training, and I've been teaching for a long time, and the subconscious mind does not bend to will. It
Yeah.
doesn't bend to willpower, and that's where
Yeah.
every all of our programs are, and all of our wisdom is, and everything we
Mhm.
were gifted with, all the potential we carry. It's all right there. It's inside of us. It's waiting. But you have to go in peace. You have to go in and sit by the fire. You have to sit in peace by the waters inside of you, and you have to be in that space of stillness and peace for it to say, here's the next thing." Instead of like, "I gotta make this happen, I gotta make this happen, I gotta run around and do these things." Then we take inspired action. So what she said was so incredible, and she has to come for more than 5 to 6 hours to come. So it
Mhm.
turns out she wasn't even near us. So the fact that she's willing to do that is enormous. I need a place to stay. I need a place where when I arrive, I can be alone. I
Yeah.
can, create sacred space. I'm like,
Prepare.
fantastic. I love this. It's so much respect for herself, her medicine, her tradition, what she offers. This to me makes this extra special because we are interacting with somebody who is not willing to just take what she is or look cute as, "Look, we got a Native American person here. Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
she said, "I need to spend the night, and I need to clear the land first because a lot of what we're doing is clearing the trauma of the lands, of course, the people, the traditions, and the land. We know this all around the world." And so she said, "Then I am going to cook for you. It is part of my tradition that we must eat together, that we must have
Mhm.
connection. I'm going to gather the food. I'm
How
going to speak
beautiful.
to it. I'm going to cook it for you and put my sacred medicine into the food." So I'm just like vibrating, okay? And so it's like, here's an example of what I would do. Okay. So it isn't like come in for an hour or two, do a
Yeah.
drumming ceremony, and leave.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
going to be
No.
there the entire afternoon and the overnight. She's going to clear the land. We're gonna already have done our clearing, but how incredible. And my client who owns the house, he bought it to rent it on Airbnb as a vacation home, as an investment. He goes there when it's not being used. He lives not too far
Mhm.
away. He likes to sauna every day and has his little, health routine, which is wonderful. But he has never done that. He's never
Mm.
had the land blessed and cleared
Wow.
at that level. My
How
client
beautiful.
knows how to do that. We're gonna be spending the whole day. I'm gonna coming a few days early, and we're gonna spend a whole day walking the land, creating the sacred space, speaking to it. But then she's gonna come and do that. So he's over the moon that we're bringing this incredible experience, and it's gonna bless his house. And before we met, he's a friend of my client. He came to my Ancestor Magic, my Mayan sacred calendar class I did in November, December. And before that, he had been called to start to do his own spiritual thing and to do retreats, and he was getting visions. So he told me, "I've taken this house off of Airbnb. I am not renting it anymore to families. It's only gonna be for retreats."
Wow.
And then here I come along, right? So all these things line up. The space was asking to be used in a
Yes.
sacred way.
Yes.
That's why I heard yes, right? And the water talked to us and the trees. And this is really that idea of going back to letting the elementals, divine timing, which doesn't mean wait. It means keep getting ready, listening to that inner voice. And when things align, everything will open. The doors will open. And then she's going to lead. She had many things that she explained that she could do. And I said, I want the drumming journey, a shamanic healer, and I want the shamanic drumming journey. And so she's very clear, I'm not a shaman, which is another thing I respect because a lot of
Mhm.
people, and of course, I'm not a shaman today, but I am trained in that. And she said, however, this is what we do. So then, after clearing the land, after having her sacred time alone, after cooking us this amazing food, then we're going to go into around the fire and she's going to lead a 2.5 hour drumming journey on the land for us, and then afterwards, we're going to close with a sacred fire, and the sun sets over the lake, which is 3-minute walk through the trees. So, I don't even have words for how I'm vibrating for this experience, right?
We
That
can
alone.
feel that.
Yeah, right? Like, oh, and I what I know is that the land has called us, right? The
Yeah,
elementals have called us. The work I've
clearly.
done for 40 years on myself and what I do was I was invited by the land to come and do this. And if you're called, you are as well. And that's true for all sacred travel, right? If we really listen, the people who come are usually called by that. They may not know why. I just know I'm supposed to go to Scotland. I don't know why, right? Type of thing. And it doesn't mean that you had a life there, but we are all a part of the earth and we're all a part of this lineage of indigenous cultures. Most of us probably had other lives here,
Yeah.
other lives in some tribe, in some respectful thing. And I think the more that we interact with respect and we understand the way that the wisdom keepers is what I would call her are carrying this tradition forward is incredible. And then we have other things we're doing, and we're going to go to Niagara Falls because on the last day, we're doing all this soft water, and you go there, and it's water power and mist and rainbows. And
Rainbows.
on the way, I found out I kept telling them, I said, "You have butterflies. I can see the butterflies." I said, "But there's something else, and maybe it's because it's called the phoenix rising, and a butterfly is the same as a phoenix, right? Goes in the cocoon, melts into
The
nothing, nothing's
metamorphosis.
added, it turns into a butterfly, it comes out, right? That's like a symbol." But then I found out on the way to Niagara Falls, there's an enormous butterfly conservatory that we're gonna go into where they're gonna land on you, right? Like 2,000 kinds of butterflies. I just, so that's what I love about planning these things is you get a call or an invitation or
Yeah.
the land
It's a
talks and then all
co-creation.
everything else starts to line up. So, yeah.
That sounds absolutely incredible. So tell us when this is happening.
So it's June 25th to the 30th, and there's an additional day because our last day is at Niagara Falls, and we're probably not going to get back till midnight. We're going to end with a dinner overlooking the falls, a beautiful, glamorous, incredible dinner that is included for you. And so then the last day on the 30th, people can leave, but we're also offering people to stay in the house an additional day, have a beautiful, soft morning. And in the afternoon, I'm going to do a workshop that's going to be adding to what we're doing and taking things to another level to our visionary too. So you could stay through the first if you would like to.
I am vibrating right now. I'm like, yeah, what you said about the water and the fire and the codes that are coming together, I feel they are such a big part of the alchemy that is going to be happening. So everybody that, yeah, feels called, we're going to be putting the link in the show notes. Please check that out. And we have some more time left. I feel called to ask you if you want to guide us into a little Phoenix activation.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah?
absolutely.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, it's been very fun because I have a YouTube channel and I do shows a couple times a week often, and recently I did like 5 in 1 week. It just depends on what spirit asks for. And I brought on my client Diana, who is the one that's been inviting me there, and she is in herself a when I met her, she came to a book writing retreat that I was doing 12 years ago, and her book, she wrote many different books, but she never published them, which is very, very common. But very common, believe me. I stopped really focusing on that because people write it and they have their healing, and then they never wanna come out with it. It's so common. However, the book that she came to write morphed, and the one that she ended up with and she's still holding was called The Phoenix Rises.
Mm.
So, so she came to Glastonbury to England with me last year, and there was a street painting on a wall of a phoenix. And I saw it before
I
she
know
came. I
this
took a
one.
picture.
Yeah.
You know it? Yeah, it's like off the main road, but kind of behind a little bit. And so we went over, got a picture of the phoenix there. So I did a show with her and I brought her on because she is in herself a beautiful, incredible light. And she was able to talk about not only like the transformation she has when she goes on retreats with me or does sacred work, but the land itself. And she also has a metaphysical store that's 15 minutes from this house. And so
Ooh.
she's going to bring things from the store and we'll go over and visit. She came to Arkansas with me. I did a retreat in Arkansas about 7, 8 years ago, and her husband, who's passed since then, came. And we literally I did the research the same way I'm talking to you about going to hot springs. I'm like, "Okay, the crystals are talking." And I met a lady that I had known a long time ago who moved there, and she told me, "Oh, you wanna rent a house in this area because when you walk down the street, you just find the crystals laying on the ground." And you go to this little river and you lay in it and you'll find the crystals here and there. So we all came home with so many crystals. Her and her husband took back home 2 enormous suitcases, not little ones, big crystals. So I told her, since she lives 20 minutes from this house, you're bringing the crystals. So that's
Oh,
another
yeah.
thing. We're working with the crystals in the land, of course. I always research like what are the primary crystals in the land that will be speaking to us. But she's going to bring some crystals from the store, and I bring crystals and we recreate this sacred space. And but we're going to have these enormous crystals from Arkansas and create crystal grids in the yard and in the living room that we're going to get in, and we're going to be doing all these different things from. So there's that, and then in that, I did an Phoenix activation, and then I did another show as well where we actually went there. So if you're really interested in this, you can go find those also on the channel, because to me, it's all about the experience, right? It's like
Yeah.
we can talk and it's exciting and I'm getting vibrations and everything too, but we need to have that sensory experience. We have 360 senses and they're talking, and despite the busyness
All the
of
time.
most life, they're talking all the time, right? They're going, "Hello, over here. I've got what you want. You want it? You want it?" So yeah, so make sure that you do that. So, okay, let's go ahead and
Yes. Let's give us a little taster.
okay, so go ahead and relax, and when you feel good, close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, whatever way you like, in through your heart, through your fingertips, through your nose, bathe your brain. Give yourself permission to be here now, letting go of everything you're getting ready to do or all the thoughts going around like, how do I go? When do I get there? Let everything melt into this eternal now moment. And now I want you to take a breath, and this time I want you to actually ask for the sacred fire of this beautiful year of the fire horse, the fire of that eternal phoenix within us, within our hearts, and the phoenix, the dragon of the masters. Those that have mastered all the elements are called dragons. Buddha, Kuan Yin, all of these masters, they're dragons, and so are we. So just to draw in that sacred fire with your breath. Let it go up your nose, bathe your third eye, your brain, come up over it, and then let it go And just as if you're pouring this liquid light, this sacred flame coming down over the mind, the brain, cleansing and clearing all the glands, the pineal, the hypothalamus, the pituitary, clearing them of all the fears and the calcifications through the eyes, the ears, and down the throat. And relax deeper and deeper as this sacred fire, this sacred light, this comes down through you, relaxing your shoulders and your muscles, entering your higher heart and your heart, softly making its way into your blood, your bones, your meridians, down your arms, into each finger. You feel this sacred light. And now we call to the violet flame, the sacred light of fire, and all the sacred flames of every color that have been with us throughout time from the divine and will be here until we fully return this universe back to the divine mind and one heart. Continuing to relax, feeling this, welcoming it, come and sit inside of yourself, slowly feeling yourself safely coming into your heart. The glow of the sacred fire of all the ancestors that has been burning, that has never stopped, like the sacred fire in Japan that has been tended for thousands of years, the sacred fire of the Olympics that has been tended, never going out, the sacred fire within your soul, within your eternal nature that has burned, whether a soft ember or a bonfire, through time, burning in your heart center, casting shadows on the wall, the cave of your inner being, the truth you came here to see. The shadows are reflecting all around you. You sit calmly, gently. You recognize this is here, and you've been safe and you've been protected. You've kept your heart, your truth, your wisdom, your magic deep within your heart. And now it's time to take a small piece of this flame, the one that came with your soul's blueprint, the one that came with your intention to be here now in this sacred moment when we're accelerating who we are and remembering who we are, and we're releasing the trauma from ourselves and our land and our memory, and we're joining with the indigenous cultures and the elementals and the waters and the moon and the trees and the stones. We're joining with the sacred wisdom of all life, from the animals and the winged ones to the dragonflies and the butterflies, the medicine, the wisdom, the knowledge deep in the earth, the crystals, the oils, the waters, the metals, the heart of the planet, over and over, tending that sacred flame that has never gone out, that is never going to go out. All these flames are one with your heart. And you say, now I am here and I am ready. Now I'm willing to step into my eternal nature, to become one with the sacred flame of my truth and my heart, and to become the light, the eternal light. As you feel yourself, feeling that desire to remember your truth, I am the flame, the eternal flame of the divine. I am the light, the eternal light that is in all and is eternal. You embody it, embrace it, and become it. You are that sacred fire. And now the cave of your deep inner heart disappears. And you are the flame, softly moving. What color are you? Are you yellow, orange? Are you red? Are you violet? Are you purple? Are you green? Are you yellow? Are you blue? All the elementals and all the rays of creation, orange, silver, gold, are sacred flames that hold the building blocks of reality. You are these flames. They are within you. You do not see them or believe they're separate. You have become that flame. And now down through your sacred inner channel of light, you enter your sacral, the place of deep, deep secrets, the cave and the womb where all shame, blame, fear, and secrets have been held. But you enter now as the light of fire, as the light of life, as the small flame that has waited millennia through lifetime after lifetime to be here now, to join the fire of the ancestors, to join the grandmothers, to join the maidens, to join the creators, to join the dreamers and the ones who remember, to join. And now in your sacral, you become the flame. You add this part of you to the fire that's been waiting for you to ignite it through time, through space, through adventures and joy, through blisses and ecstasy, through grief and trauma, through loss and death. All the illusions and all the games that you've played, all the roles that you've embodied, have all led you here to this moment, to be that sacred flame, to be the igniter, the one that lights the new path that you are here to become, that reveals the labyrinth of your true powers, that holds the path that you came here to walk, to remember. You now bring your essence out of the fire and see and feel that you have expanded and you have become this sacred place on Kawaja Lake in the town of Tiny, sitting next to the sacred fire in this beautiful yard, surrounded by the ancient pine trees, pine cones, pineal gland, your antenna, your 1,000-petaled lotus has been waiting for you here. They've been holding that wisdom. They've been rooted deeply in the land. You feel your body, your root, sitting on this grass, feeling the energies, the vibrations, the soft emanations, the song of the land coming up, entering your root, vibrating through your cells, unraveling your DNA. You feel yourself here. You feel the soft wind on your face. You hear the crickets. You see the stars and the moon above you. And around this sacred fire, you notice there is a tribe. It is your sacred soul's tribe. You look into the fire. It's warming your face. You can smell the incredible medicine of the pine the tree that has gifted its body to release its medicine, its resin. It's crackling. You can hear it, but it doesn't sound like sounds. It's whispers. It is speaking to your soul. It is reminding you who you are. You see the smoke. You smell the fresh air. You see the fireflies all around. The soft, warm light of the fire lights up the faces of all those around this sacred fire. These are your ancestors, the ancestors that you've traveled with since the beginning of time. You were there when the universe was created in the one mind and the one heart. You watched as the elementals came from within you and all of these others and formed, began to create planets and stars in the Milky Way and the earth, the dear divine earth, and all the stars that you've lived on and all the star wisdom that you've kept. All the times you were a stargazer, star walker, a star speaker. You see the grandmothers' faces lighting up, the soft, scarred wisdom that's come from living, from suffering, from loving, from grieving, from creating. The serene beauty, love, and peace that emanates. You see the hearts glowing of all of your ancestors around this sacred fire. And you hear soft chanting, sacred sounds. You can sense their vibration. They're speaking to your body and your cell. They're opening your mind. The eagle is calling you. It is within your pineal gland. The pine cone devas, the wisdom keepers that live inside of these beautiful beings, are coming into form and gathering around the sacred fire. The wisdom, the stories, they're moving around. You see light weaving between your heart and theirs. You feel yourself being fed as if an elixir of the exact beautiful essences are being fed to you through divine channels, dropped into your eyes as the vision clears, onto your tongue, and you feel your voice coming back. You now sense that your body is humming. You're radiating a sound, a song you remember, a song you know is the deep, sacred purpose of your soul. It begins to vibrate, and your body is vibrating. It's disappearing and coming back into form. It's expanding. It's taking shape of different lifetimes, different forms. You are an eagle. You are a dolphin. You are a butterfly. You are a crystal. You are a river. You are raindrops on the face of children looking up. You are the illumination of the moon. You are the wood. You are the fire. And now you know it is time. It is time to enter the sacred fire. It is time to become fully one, to surrender all you have wanted, all you have tried to control, all you have chased, all you have craved, all the disappointments, all the wonders and all the worries, all the desires and all the dreams. They gather together now, and a medicine bundle within your heart comes out, and you enter the sacred fire. Body, mind, emotions, aura, spirit, truth, every level of your being in all lives, in all times, in all places, in all spaces. You enter the sacred fire with a smile on your lips and joy in your heart. You enter in surrender, deep surrender. There's nothing to hold on to. You give it all to the flame. As everything, form, thought, feeling, traumas, vows, agreements, attachments, they all burn away, complete, wildfire. It grows and grows and grows and burns through your lineage, through your ancestors, through your DNA. It burns through time and space. It burns everything. It burns the bridges. It burns the past. It burns everything you've tried to hold on to. You have surrendered into complete metamorphosis. Everything now becomes quiet. There's nothing left to burn. You settle down gently into the soft, silky ashes. You are these ashes. You know that ashes feed land and plants and are incredible food and hold nutrients and nourishment and wisdom. You know this is the essence of everything you've been, everything you've done. This is the true essence, and where you now can be reborn, where you can step out of who you were with no limitations and no fears, no attachments and no doubts. This is the place of infinite dreams. This is the place of pure nourishment. This is the place where you feel all elementals, all ancestors, all lineages, all time, all space, planets, stars, and the infinite, one mind, one heart. It all exists right here with you. And you feel your heart beating in these silky, soft, nutrient-rich ashes. And you sense and know they contain everything you require to be reborn, to be reformed, to rise higher and spread your wings farther than you ever even imagined. Allow yourself to simply be here in this place of formlessness, pure potential, divine love, infinite possibilities, the richness, the love, the support. Everything is here inside of you. You can feel that this cocoon, that your divine soul, that your imaginal cell has created for you, has called you to this moment, now holds everything. And there's nothing to seek. There's nothing to chase. There's only softness, love, harmony, bliss, compassion, reverence, joy, and gratitude. Draw a deep breath in Fill yourself with gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the fire. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the elementals. Blow your breath of fire from you and feel the golden egg of the dragon, the phoenix, the beauty that you are. You have carried this through time and space for this moment when you were purified and you were released. Now you warmly, softly enter your timeline, not the one you left, not the person you were. Nothing is the same. Accept it, thank it, embody it, feel it now. So it is. I am this. Thank you. I accept. I accept. I allow. I embrace. Oh, thank you so much. There's no need inside of you to know what you are, who you are. All the strength, all the wisdom, all the courage, all the guidance, all the love. It is here. It is here. It is here. Declare to yourself, I give great thanks for this divine metamorphosis, this transmutation, this transfiguration, for all the ancestors, elementals, time itself, for bringing me here. And now I declare with great joy and gratitude, it is done, it is done, it is done. And I will walk from this moment forward with every breath and every step, leaving light and love, being the light of the world, illuminating my path from within. Nothing and no one outside of me has the power to decide or control or take. I am the light. I am the love. And I am the one who creates the new world. I am here with everything I need to birth the world that I agreed to when I came into this body. And now, with great joy, smile, feel your fingers, your toes, feel the vibration in your body, feel the radiance and the light coming from you, and enter softly, respecting, admiring, revering, loving yourself, and allowing yourself to transcend everything in your life with one word. I am. I am the fire. I am the light. And I am the ashes. And I am the phoenix. And I am ready for the right moment at the right time to be reborn. And I walk in absolute faith. I radiate it. I gift it to this world, to the universe. May it bless us all and multiply 10,000 fold, flow back to me and back out again. And in a divine vortex of never-ending light, we transcend the past and co-create the future. In la ketch, alakin, I am another you. You are another me. We are one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And so it is. Woo! Wow, that wasn't a taster. That was like a full circle journey. Thank you. That was really powerful. What a completion of that conversation and feeling all of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wow, that was a yummy way to start my day. I feel like, "Ooh,
we look
oh,
we look different. I look at us and like, ooh, this is different people.
oh, oh." Oh, shoot, now I gotta walk out on the beach and be glowing and then light the fire of all the beautiful things today. Oh, thank you. Thank you for creating this
Yeah.
space and allowing me to share that. That was incredible. I thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't write this stuff. Sometimes I go on shows and they say, "Oh, you've prepared something." I said, "No, I don't prepare
No.
anything." That's what
Yeah.
my training has been for 40
Flowing
years is just
through.
being clear and open channel in the moment for what is optimal depending on who, where, what, and that's what creates the power and the beauty, and so thank you for co-creating this with me.
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
forward to us getting to be together and hug.
I know. I'm like, where is this gonna be?
Yeah. Oh, that would be so fun. Come, come. Oh, wow.
Well, for this one, I won't be able to make it. I will just have completed my Magdalene retreat in the south of France, but I know it's happening. I know it's happening.
Oh my gosh,
So,
how wonderful. Well, that's a blessing too. I have a client who's there right now completing a pilgrimage that she did, and she's actually found some sacred land that's been hidden. And she comes here and does private retreats with me. I do them for groups, but I will do them for you or for couples. And we did one for 7 days here in the Maya land together just for her birthday in January. And she was so moved by how I ended up here and found my purpose and the land and the Mayans and everything kept opening to me. And she was so moved by that. And she lives a life of great purpose and great power. And she's in her 70s and just absolutely incredible. But she sent me a text just 2 days ago, and she said, "I was dreaming of you, and I feel like Alice in Wonderland. I feel
mhm.
like I have found my rabbit hole and
Oh
it's opening
wow,
up for me. And what's my next life is awakening as well." So yeah,
powerful.
sacred
Yeah,
travel. Do it.
powerful
Don't
land
say no.
codes
Yeah, yeah.
all along. Well, Nan, it's been a pleasure. And I feel that, yeah, every time we come together, like we're traversing the whole cosmos. So thank you so much for being here. And please, everybody, if you've made it all the way through, congratulations. And if you paused in between, because I highly encourage if you're driving, you don't want to do these activations. So
Right.
you want to
Yeah.
pause. Um,
Be safe.
but if you feel called, yeah, to what Nan is doing, please check out the retreat, the Sacred Phoenix Rising. You also have some other very cool stuff coming up all the way into 2027. So it's going to be, yeah, powerful oracular timelines ahead.
Yes, yes. We're going to Scotland in September. And that's wow, come together in again, a really magical way, and we're gonna be there very deep, deep with the land and stones and all of that. And in February of next year is I do Mayan retreats several times a year, so I am doing one with Portal to Ascension. However, my Mayan elder, who we're writing a book for Hay House together about Mayan wisdom, and we are bringing back a foundation for to preserve the Mayan elders. He has the connection, and he has a certificate from the government that the person who wanted to fund it didn't anymore, and it fell to the wayside. So I've been called to pick that up. And we're going to be taking a sacred group. So, two wisdom keepers and I are going to go to Palenque, and Palenque is where the priestesses were trained and where the priestesses on Yaxchilan were. And this happened all around the world that when the conquering times were happening, when the masculine energy was taking over, and it happened all around the planet, the priestesses, the wisdom keepers, were taken to sacred places like this and were taught to download their wisdom out of
Yeah.
their bodies into
Yeah.
the land. And so we'll be going on a priestess pilgrimage back to those places to reawaken and reactivate it to come back up. So that one is going to be super special. Yeah.
It's going to be still a while, so let's keep that for another conversation and talk
Yeah.
about that once it's coming closer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So,
I
well,
love
thank you
that.
and have an incredible time. I know you will. And, the Magdalene energy is so wonderful too. That's what called me to Scotland, and I said, "Well, it's not typically known, it's not a traditional place for it, but that's what the Magdalenes, the water dragons, that and that energy I think is
Oh,
gonna be
yeah,
alive in all the sacred feminine wisdom that's rising again." So,
it is.
thank you for
Yeah.
that, and
It's the lighthouse. It's the burning bush in a way, the pillar of
exactly,
light.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Thank you,
wonderful.
Nan. Thank you so
You're so
much.
welcome. Thank you, everyone. Many blessings.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening. If this resonated with you, please share it with a fellow grit worker and a fellow sacred travel friend so we could spread the word and, hear more about these amazing teachings and the wisdom keeping that is still stored in the land, in the indigenous cultures and tribes, and also within all of us. So, as always, stay curious and seek out the extraordinary. I'll see you next time.